Hello and welcome to the Women Connect show. I am Oyinlola Sale and we have a wonderful personality in on our set today, and her name is Emmanuella Edun. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thanks
Now,
for having me.
it's my pleasure. Emanuela is the MD CEO of Transformative
Vibes
Vibes
Academy.
Academy Limited and the founder of Plant a Book 3 Foundation. Wonderful,
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Now, the topic we're discussing today is purpose as a pathway to fulfillment. Wow, that's a powerful one. So let's dive right into this. First of all, how did you discover your purpose and what led you into this journey? You know, this journey of being a motivational speaker, of creating this Transformative Vibes Academy, of being the founder of Plants,
A
a
book tree
Book Tree Foundation.
foundation.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've always been a curious person, and that has really helped me. Curiosity led me to discovery, but the curiosity didn't dwell in isolation. I was favored early enough to be mentored, okay, by there's several of them. You know, we have people like Rick Warren, the author of The Purpose-Driven Life. I actually read that book and it changed the trajectory of my life. Authors, people like Napoleon Hill, Norman Vincent Peale, the author of The Power of Positive Thinking, Robert Schuller, the author of Tough Times Don't Last But Tough People Do. So I read all of this, John Maxwell, Bishop David Oyedepo, he's my pastor, listening to him and all of that really helped me because all of these people, reading their stuff and listening to them made me understand the place of purpose in my life. So then it doubled up as me being a curious person.
Okay.
I've always had this, I still am, you know. I always question things. I always wonder, why is this like this? Why is this?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? Why am I going here? Who am I? You know, so all these things. And, you know, for every question has an answer. That is how God
Yes.
has designed it. Every question has an answer. Every puzzle can be unraveled if you pay attention long enough and all of that. So these are the things that really helped me discover my purpose. And then I saw that there are certain things I love doing. You know, I saw that there were those things I felt lit up whenever I was
You
involved in
influence.
them, you know. So that, and then with the knowledge I gained from these people I just mentioned, I was able to understand, I was able to, you know, connect the dots to know that this is my path.
Wow. And how does understanding one's purpose contribute to personal fulfillment?
Okay. God, we can't take God out of it. God is
Okay.
always at the center of everything. You know, we're created by God, we're brought into this world by God. Understanding your purpose is like finding the missing piece of the puzzle. You know, we are born, at the time we're born, we do not know who ourselves, we don't have an identity and all of that, and then we begin to grow and grow and grow and all of that. So there are aspects of us that just doesn't fall on our laps. We have to discover. Now, every person born into this world has a divine mandate. It's a mandate. You know, purpose is two-faceted. You have the intent of doing things your everyday, you know, the reason you want to eat, the reason you want to stay slim, you want to stay fat. That is one aspect. Then you have the divine ordination put upon you by God. And that is the purpose we're actually talking about now. So if you don't discover that, it's a mandate. So there is no way you can be fulfilled. There's no way you can be whole, you know. And a lot of people not understanding that, you know, understanding that they haven't gotten aware of their purpose. That is why they're having this very hollow feeling on the inside, this feeling of incompleteness and all of that. And you see them doing this and that, thinking, oh, if I go to Paris, I will feel better. and they get to Paris and that nudging feeling is still there. And they're like, oh, if I go here. So without, you need to, your purpose in life is a God given
Given.
mandate.
Yes.
And you must discover it, align yourself with it before you can find fulfillment. It doesn't matter, that it's your call.
Yes.
You may have compliments, you may have other things you're able to do and all of that. But if you do not understand your call, no matter what else you're involved in, you would feel empty, you'll feel hollow, you'll feel unsatisfied.
Now, as a personal development consultant, what are some common barriers you see people face when trying to identify when they're trying to identify their purpose?
Okay. Well, there's several factors. I will just narrow in on some, the key ones. Coming home, the poverty level is an enabler.
Okay.
Is an enabler of being unable to discover purpose, because a lot of people down here, they thrive on survival. Okay, so, and when you are in survival mode, nothing else counts. You can't, and with purpose, before you discover your purpose, you must be able to identify your intrinsic value. Your purpose dwells within, So poverty is a key factor.
Very true.
Is a key factor. Then another factor is a lack of self-awareness. A lot of people think, they look around them, they're externally driven. God did not create us to function outside in. We're created to function inside out. So you must first discover yourself, okay? Understand yourself, because there's a world, just like you're looking at me now, there are thoughts in your mind. I can't see those thoughts. That's the truth. So you are a world. Your mind is a world. You must first discover that world within you. So self-awareness is very key. You must know what makes you tick. You must know your strengths. You must know your weaknesses. You must know your triggers. You must know those things. But a lot of people they are not attuned with this aspect. So poverty, a lack of self-awareness, copycatism. You want to be like the next person. You're just wanting to do everything. We are all created as individuals. God created us as individuals. So we are supposed to complement each other. We're supposed to collaborate. I'm actually writing a book titled, I Have What You Don't. And that's the truth. No matter how well we're similar, there's always a distinction. There's always. So copycatism is another thing that kills, that stifles purpose. Bandwagonism is another one. Oh, everybody's doing this thing, I want to do it. Oh, everybody, And then that bandwagonism is seen in our families, because we have this stereotype. Let's come to education now. We have the stereotyped courses and all professions that our parents want us. It's either you're a medical doctor or you're a lawyer or an engineer, and those are the basic things. And you don't even care to check what your child actually wants to do. So that bandwagonism, where everybody's doing it, let me do it, also stifles purpose discovery, because you were not created to do what everybody else does. You were created to do what God has assigned you to do.
Exactly.
So these are the basic factors.
Basic factors. Now, you founded the Plant a Book 3 Foundation. How does this project align with your own personal purpose in life?
Okay. Well, it aligns in the sense that, let me state how I founded it. I founded it the desire to found it came from going to a public school and seeing the conditions of the students there, and the teachers. I was really pained. For days I was pained, and I made a resolve that I was going to create a platform that will make learning easy and enjoyable, And that was how Planted Book Tree was founded. So it aligns with me in the sense that, I mean, I'm an author. I've written 8 books, so I love to write. I love to read and I love to write. I remember growing up, there was this pace setters, you know. I had almost all of them, you know, and it broadened. So I know the power, the impact of books. I understand the power. 'Cause I'm a reader. I'm not just a writer. I am a reader. I read. I mean, in the age where I see lengthy stuff, things you can read within, some posts that you could read, it will take you up to like 5 to 10 minutes to read, and I stay and read from start to finish. And people are like, how can you do this? How can you? I say, yeah, I'm trained. I've trained myself. It didn't
read.
happen. Now I've been doing it. You know, so I love books. I know the power of books. I know what books, how, you know, you can be here and know what's going on in Australia, know what's going on everywhere else or anywhere else just by reading. So reading broadens your horizon. It does, you know, and reading sharpens your mind. And then also, apart from that, the fact that I had that experience, that encounter at that public school, there's this cliche that if you want to hide something, very annoying and derogatory, really derogatory, if you want to hide something from an African, put it inside a book. You know, so I hated that narrative. And I made up my mind that in my own way, I was going to change it. I was going to make reading lovable.
Lovable.
Yes.
Now, with your experience as a teen's life coach, what advice do you have for young people about, you know, about finding their
Their
purpose?
purpose. Okay. Well, teenagehood is a very, very crucial stage, really crucial. And that's where this book comes in, this
Okay.
Teenagehood, the Blueprint for Adulthood.
Wow.
You know, it is actually the foundation for adulthood. So, and we all know what a foundation is. I mean, this building we are in has a foundation.
Exactly.
And the strength of the foundation determines the strength of the building.
True.
So, teenagehood is very, very
Teenagehood.
crucial in the growth of an
Wow.
individual. Very
Wow.
crucial.
This is very, very good. Teenagehood,
The blueprint for adulthood.
the blueprint for adulthood.
So I mean, it's a compilation of the thoughts from research of 50 experts.
Wow.
You know, I did my research, 50 expert perspectives on the influence of teenagehood and adulthood.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Emmanuella.
I'm still
for
talking
coming.
on that. I'm still talking on
okay.
that point. I'm not done.
Oh, sorry. Oh, the way you ended.
No, I'm not done. So, teenagehood is the foundation. Now, at teenagehood, the prefrontal cortex, which is I'm coming. That's the word I want to use.
Okay.
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 So now the prefrontal cortex, which is in charge of your executive function, decision making, emotional regulation, and all of that, is not fully developed. It doesn't fully develop till a person is about 24, 25. So at teenagehood, it is like asleep. It's not functioning at all. Now the amygdala, which is in charge of your emotions, which is in charge of your flight or fright, you know, and all of that, fear and stuff like that, risk taking, impulsiveness, is on full blast. That is why teenagers are, you know, very impulsive. They're very emotional. They're very daring. They don't count the consequence and all of that. So I would tell them that, I would advise them that they should pause. Like I have another book I'm writing, which is Pause and Think. Pause and think. You know, they should not, because there are 3 factors that define us, that define our lives, that define our living. Opportunities or options, which are the everyday activities we come across and all of that. Opportunities, choices. Once an opportunity comes to you, the next thing is for you to make a choice. When you're turning your back against something, you're facing something else at every point in time. So choice is something we must exercise. And the moment you exercise upon an option or an opportunity, then the outcome. So I would tell them to always not to be impulsive, because the tendency to be impulsive as a teenager is there. It's there. That is their makeup at this point in time. So, but they should realize, because the moment you know you have a weakness, then you should be able to know how to overcome it. And overcoming this particular weakness, this impulsiveness, which is very, very paramount in teenagehood, is knowing that they need to pause. They need to weigh the consequences. They need to like, like when you have to sit yourself down and say, hey, wait. They have to slow down. Whatever comes their way, whatever option they're given, they need to slow down, think, and weigh the consequences, knowing fully well that whatever they do, the outcome, there's always an outcome.
There's always an outcome.
And if you're impulsive about your choices, there's every possibility that the outcome of that choice will be regrettable.
And you know what's on the cover of this book? You can see a young boy, a young teenager, let me just say, and a grown-up man.
He's actually looking into the mirror
and
seeing himself as an adult. Yeah.
So my mother told me this thing when I finished my secondary school. And she said, as you lay your bed, you lie.
So you lie on it, simple.
I never really understood what she meant till when I became a graduate from university. You understand? We always need to sink it into the heads of our young ones.
Yes.
Not even from when they graduate from secondary school, but from GSS1. Because I have my firstborn. She's she just entered GSS1. She's going to be 11 this year. And she has already started the journey. When she was in primary school, that was primary school. But right now, very soon, she's going to be a teenager. She's going to decide to, by the time she enters SS1, she's going to select, is it arts, is it science, So this is the foundation where they discover their talents, what their strengths are, what they really want to become in life before they now enter university. So I want to say kudos to you for publishing this book. It's a remarkable one, and I believe that everyone out there, every parent out there needs to get this book for their children. They need to get this book for their children because we need to imbibe good knowledge so that they grow up and develop to good adults.
No, this is actually for the adults. This is for the teenagers. This is for you to understand your child. And then maybe for the child or the teenager to also understand, but it's for you to understand, because most time we don't understand. We just think that, this just too turbulent, this phase is this and that. With this book, you will understand why they act the way they do. And then you understand how to be with them. How to be intentional, because we have to be intentional. So this book is talking about how to be intentional with your teenagers. Because if you think, it's a phase that will go away from, no. Research has proven that whatever they imbibe at this level grows with them. They grow into it. But this is for them. There's the value-driven teen.
So this is the value-driven teen. It's a book that every parent needs to get for their teenagers. I want to believe that by the time you watch this episode, you are going to request for this book. And of course, Emmanuella Edun will ensure that it's delivered to your doorstep.
Yes, I will.
And we want to say a big thank you to you for coming on the Women Connect show today.
It's my pleasure.
This has been an eye-opening edition. It has been a wonderful, thought-provoking discussion. And I am gradually entering the phase, because my first child will soon be a teenager.
Yeah, you'll soon be into parenting.
She's in preteen now, and I know what I am going through. So thank you for even this book. This will actually prepare me. And this book, my daughter needs to get this book for her, so that it will mold her into a value-driven teenager. Well, this is where we say it's a wrap on the Women Connect show today. And I want to say, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. We love you. And do you have any other thing to say?
Well, I just want to say, talk about purpose. We're talking about purpose. I just want to say, take your time to discover yourself.
All right.
You were created to see the world inside out until you discover your purpose. And I just want us to also remember that Purpose is a God-given mandate, which means we will give account for it. So if you don't discover your purpose and you don't align with it, God will question you at the end of your journey, and I don't think he will be happy with you. So take your time, discover yourself, and see that which God has put into you to bless humanity.
All right. And it's a wrap on the Women Connect show. Until next time.
Bye
Bye.
for now.